Well, thanks for joining us again. This is Newspaper Review. And of course, what we do right here is pick out stories from the papers, usually stories on the cover page. And then sometimes we go deeper into the pages of the dailies and we give you context to these stories. We give you, what we think is our own view. And of course, we have with us, and by we, I mean Chukuma and I am Moses Humphrey. Chukuma, of course, is in the building.
I'm Chukuma.
Just wanted to say that. And we have with us in the studio, Daily Fanimo. He joins the conversation. He's a reporter with years of experience. I used to call him, anyway, good to have you join the conversation.
Good morning, Moses. I hope you will not overhype me.
All right. So let's dive into it now. Let's look at these stories from the papers we have on our table this morning. These days, I like to start with Business Day. You just put the business in perspective. Cement makers FX gains hit 6-year high on Naira rally. New act mandates compulsory insurance. Zero delays in claims settlement. Palm oil imports shrink as local output rises. All right, palm oil imports. So we've been importing palm oil. Interesting.
Well, from Asia.
And we have a lot of it here in Nigeria. So what's happening to those who make this?
Nobody's cultivating.
Pardon?
That's the way we go.
That's the way we go.
Yes. We have crude oil and we're importing fuel. So are you surprised that we are importing palm oil?
We have trees and we're importing toothpick.
Very
so
soon,
I shouldn't be surprised.
Do you know that Chinese are making garri now?
Yes.
And sending to us.
Anyway, cassava is what's the origin sativa? It's a tropical.
Of course, now tuber
produce. So it's possible. But we should be careful what they are sending to us.
We should be careful because some of
if
these
you open your
doors
doors
with other things.
Other things, yes.
If you open your flank too much, anything can come in.
It's troubling when you think about these things because you know that we have these things, we have quite the quantity here. And if we produce and use these things, it will give local producers revenue.
Of course.
But we'd rather import.
And even reduce pressure on our foreign exchange.
When you talk about palm oil, Edo State, Old Bendel, Rivers, Abia, Imo.
What has happened?
We have Rizon palm. We have
Okom oil palm.
We have all those, the southeastern states, all of them had one palm project or the other. And if you are moving from Lagos to Port Harcourt, by the time you start making your final descent, if you look through the window aerially, you see a large expanse of land. What you see there is palm trees.
You can imagine.
Palm trees. If you start making your final descent, it should be like 20 minutes to touch down.
Is it?
And so if you fly at that speed for 20 minutes, and the only thing you see is an expanse of land covered with palm trees, what does that tell you?
That we have it we have.
That was the mainstay of the southeastern economy. In the First Republic and all of that, University of Nigeria and Nsukka was built from that produce. ACB was funded from there and all of that. And all of a sudden, we abandoned everything.
You see that oil boom in 1970s?
No, it is not oil. Oil was there in 1956.
No, not at this commercial.
No, not at the commercial. No, oil had always been there, but it was discovered at commercial quantity in 1956.
That's what I'm saying.
So, it was
that was what led to Udoji Award. And everybody left the farm to the city.
So when Gowon said, look, money is not our problem.
How to spend
but
it.
how to spend
it.
So we have to trace it back to that era.
Yes. At that point, $1
was 60 kobo.
Or something like that.
Yeah, it was 60 kobo to $1.
People were paying school fees here. You see, those days, people that were unable to, people that went overseas to study, that were people that were unable to matriculate
admission.
Here, locally. I'm telling you the truth.
And
so
parents
if
were
you didn't have
paying
enough
from Nigeria.
You didn't have enough credits. You go to US, you start with what they call AABA, which is more like a diploma.
IJMB. No, it's just like
before
IJMB.
you now get into the degree program, all of a sudden the tide
I think these things should be told to our young people so they know that Nigeria was better. Because now, when people say Nigeria happened to me, it's always for the negative. It's always for the negative. Things were a lot better.
On the morning show, one of the guests said that Nigeria is a great country. I wanted to correct him. Nigeria is a blessed country, not yet a great country.
Yeah.
Yes,
we have all the resources
to be great.
To leapfrog to that greatness is our being.
Thinking about this, growing up for me, I mean, I was born in Lagos. I grew up in Lagos, but I can say that I had a bit of a feel of what village setting could have been like, because the compound I grew up in, we had space. Okay. So we had palm trees. We had different trees.
Moses, do you know that a palm tree, when it starts fruiting, takes about 65 years to stop fruiting?
Takes about 65 years.
Yes.
If they don't take it from the soil. Yes.
And now, most of those ones you see now
for us,
were inherited, not newly planted.
No, we even have varieties now.
That's what I'm saying.
That start
planting seedlings and the rest.
You know?
That within 3 years of planting, it starts fruiting. And yet, most cocoa farms now are inherited. You see families fighting over inheritance that somebody left. They are not even adding value. They are not even adding more to it. The same thing with this oil palm. Nothing.
It will take a lot to fix this country.
It
will take a lot. And
it will take a lot.
It brings me to the conversation that Peter B is saying that 4 years, he can do it in 4 years. Well, he may set the groundwork rolling. He may set it, in the right path.
Anybody that says he wants to do 4 years,
in 4 years,
you are only laying the foundation.
Yes, you can lay the foundation.
You see, my worry isn't as much as the foundation. My worry is the people tagging along. Because we are also part of the problem. Nigerians are part of the problem. You see somebody wants to do something right. Let's domesticate this thing to the personal level. I keep giving this instance. You are driving in traffic and someone wants to drive against traffic. You stop the person. You want to stop the person from causing maybe a jam, that will lead to bigger traffic. You know what Nigerians say?
What is your own?
What is your own? Not only
you want if it's a bus, it's even worse because the people in the bus will come down on you.
Yes, now
because they will.
Are you now the ombudsman in Nigeria that you want to change things?
You don't work for last man.
If you're driving, if you're in a bus and the bus is going one way because of traffic, people will encourage the driver to go on.
No,
that goes to show the kind of people we are.
As a people.
That's why I say people. Obasanjo said it once. He said, if an angel comes to Nigeria to come and govern, they will mess the angel. Because as 5 people are trying to encourage that person, 20 people are trying to put that person down.
So it's a problem. As much as we have a problem of leadership, we also have a problem of followership. The followers are, in fact, sometimes we even nudge the leaders. If you get into government now, if you get into National Assembly, or if you get into one political position, and you come back empty, that people will drive you.
No, the day you are promoted or given that appointment, they will be giving you a long list of their children that are looking for jobs.
The first thing they will do is to even give you chieftaincy title. They will give you one.
And then they will now the traditional ruler of your hometown will notify you that you must come back in 2 months or 3 months to come and receive that title with fanfare.
Yes.
They are not mindful of what you are going to do there
to get the money.
To get the money. It doesn't matter to them.
So
just bring the money.
It's good that we blame leadership most of the time. But
legislators are celebrated for bringing dividend to democracy. Whereas they are supposed to legislate.
The legislator said the moment you see, when we talk about critical race theory, talking about institutions that entrench one thing about racism. But this one, I think it shouldn't be about critical race theory. It should be about critical something. And I'm trying to find a word that institutions that help Nigerians become corrupt. Institutions like the bank. You had a legislator tell you that the moment you win election, banks will give you loan up front without collateral. Without collateral.
Say, sir, you can take 250 million naira,
100 million,
100 million, 250 million naira, and I know you will pay back very soon. You will pay back.
From where?
Because you need to change your wardrobe.
Wardrobe.
And you can't be wearing this kind of dress when you get to the
They
national
don't talk
Assembly.
of buying cars because
No,
they know that the government
they know that car is waiting for you.
And you know what happened? This administration, the first money they borrowed, you know what they did? 70 billion. National Assembly,
National
retrofit,
Assembly.
your wardrobes, your office and all of that. Judiciary, 40 billion. This person, this billion. The first 200 billion naira that this government borrowed, they splashed it on people.
We have a problem indeed. We have a problem. Well, let's go to the Punch newspaper now. Let's check out a few headlines here. Okay. Presidential jets gulp 26.38 billion naira in 18 months. That's on the cover page of the Punch newspaper.
But when they
right
come
there
to
on top.
office, they always promise us that the fleet is too large that they want to reduce. But eventually they buy more.
Joyce Banda, Malawi had one. Joyce Banda came, sold it, put the money into the economy. A woman, she sold it, put back the money.
Malawi.
Yes, Malawi president. When Joyce Banda became the president, one of her campaign promises was that if I become president, I'm going to sell the presidential, because the thing was gulping money. The thing was taking their money.
Because even
And women know how
when
to
it
manage.
is left,
So should we now, push for a woman to govern us in Nigeria? You think it's
can start with your wife.
it's not a it's not a function of a woman becoming
Sarah
president.
Jibril
What about
contested at the primaries level. She scored one vote. She voted for herself. What happened to women supporting women? Look at what Natasha.
the people
that are attacking
right
her,
from that day, women in the National Assembly were attacking her.
Women went to protest saying, leave Akpabio alone, no, leave Akpabio alone. He's our worthy son and all of that. You see, so I don't know. Nigeria is, sometimes I sit back like this and think about Nigeria and say, I've studied politics for over 35 years. For over 40 years, including the years I was a student. And it's difficult for me to, the moment you try to make one generalization about Nigeria, you see an exemption about it. It's difficult. We defy everything, political, economic principles.
Yeah. We are a unique set of people.
We are. What's
Okay.
unique?
For wrong reasons.
For wrong reasons. Okay. Maybe we shouldn't go deeper into this story, or would you like us to go deeper into this 26.38 billion?
Why are you bothered?
Okay.
26.20
26.38 billion naira
is that money? That's no money
in
now.
18 months.
It's naira now.
But we got
So
to
you are
we
saying
sold. We allegedly sold two.
Allegedly.
Two. Well,
They said they wanted to.
they said they would.
National Assembly, House of Reps made recommendation that there's to sell two. Before those two were sold, the president acquired one, took it to France, retouched it. After some time, they
refurbish it.
flew it to South Africa, to convert it to something else. So are you saying that the president should not fly because he spent 26 billion naira?
Oh, okay.
We're talking about dollar here. You're talking about naira.
Okay. Sorry.
I think that should be about 1.5 million dollars.
Dollars. So it's
And, do you know how much D check costs?
of course,
All right then. Let's,
And when the aircraft are on ground, there are full complement of staff that must be
I expect
on ground too.
that Nigerians will be reacting under the YouTube post to this. I would like to read up on those reactions from Nigerians. Well, CBT fears surge after decade worst West African Senior School Certificate examination results. We talked about this yesterday. And yes, I was reminded that the day English was held was the day they wrote at night.
yes.
That was the day English was
And
held.
now
So
in Delta.
yes, it's only it's expected that the students will fail.
So it's expected that you know English in the morning and don't know it at night.
No, if you've been stressed out,
Yeah.
right, waiting
You
to
forget
write,
the English
waiting
that
to when you are tensed, you may not decipher properly.
The composer will not be there. You are
Exactly.
already.
By the way,
exam
we
is
have
not
a
the truth
Nigerian.
of
We have a
knowledge.
Nigerian who beat 20,000 students from around the world. Nafisa, who is now the world best English student.
You know,
Studied here in Nigeria.
and on the last conversation, you said that Nigerians are unique people. We are exceptional too.
Yes, we are.
We're exceptional. So I'm not surprised that I have a young girl from my hometown who went to China and beat Chinese in Mandarin language.
You can imagine that.
She teaches in a Chinese university as we speak. She teaches Mandarin in a Chinese university.
So
we are exceptional people.
We are indeed exceptional. And an officer's case now is being put forward by former Minister of Technology, Isa Pantani. Yes, he's saying that look, the president should reward her with the same reward that the athletes, Super Falcons and Tigress got. Reward her with house and
there is
everything.
something that I read on X this morning, as I was just browsing, and I discovered that they said that core members, who were awarded some form of scholarship up to PhD level, like
yes, the recent one,
like the recent one, okay. That there was one done during the Jonathan era 10 years ago.
Yes,
they are yet to assess that funding.
Okay,
it's on X.
They are yet to assess it.
10 years after. They are here to assess that.
How about the employment?
No, they didn't talk about employment. Just the scholarship for the PhD.
Well, these ones are offered employment, so I would like to believe that the employment will be immediate.
My brother, you have to go to Ministry of Establishment
to find out
if they are even processing it
at all.
You have to know somebody to start processing it.
It's not just that executive fiat of pronouncement.
No, some people will be blocked. If you happen to be from...
Because some other people have slots.
Slots and all of that, They'll tell you that, oh, sorry, your state, we have filled the slot for your state. Ministry of Establishment. They'll tell you that
most of the person is not even opportune to face the man that made the promise in the open.
Where will you see him?
Where will you see him?
There is internet now. There's social media. Social media. No. You put it out there.
So
you put it out there.
He's the one that handles that account. Somebody will see it and delete it. Somebody will see it and delete it. The president says Nigerians insult him on social media, so that is why he doesn't go there.
Well, people will tell him. People will tell him. The handlers will tell him.
Okay.
The handlers will tell him.
Yes. Let's concede without agreeing.
They'll tell him. They'll let him know. Anyway, 2027 elections. Atiku Obi rejects controversial party registration bill. You want to chime in on that one? Or do we go a little deeper into it?
Go deeper.
Okay, so that's page 2 of the paper. Let's see if we can make sense of it. Now, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has faulted the House of Representatives bill seeking the establishment of the Political Parties Registration and Regulation Commission, which aims to register, regulate, and monitor the organization and operation of political parties in Nigeria. Now, although the ex-vice president lauded the initiative to strip the Independent National Electoral Commission of the powers to register and regulate the activities of political parties, he warned of the financial implications of creating another public institution given the economic realities of the time. The bill was co-sponsored by, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas. Okay, that's basically what that is about.
You see, the thing with our politicians, sometimes they don't even know what they want. I recall when this issue of, I think Atiku was one of the people that spearheaded this call for INEC to drop that responsibility of registering and monitoring political parties. They called for a separate institution to do that. It's been created, now he's condemning it. That is going to gob funds. What did he do? What did he say when they created the Ministry of Livestock? Did he condemn that? Isn't he going to take some form of officialdom, minister, permanent secretary, directors, and all of that for livestock? Did he condemn that? So when people complain and you do one thing for them, they turn around to complain. They say INEC concentrate on the conduct of elections so that another institution will be responsible for registering, monitoring, and the registration of political parties. Now it is there and people are disagreeing. So what do we do? Where do we go from here? Dele, where do we go from here?
The familiar route
of waiting for a bigger problem to happen.
Yes, no.
So that we'll forget this one.
No, it's one strong prayer point in Nigeria.
Okay.
If you have a problem, just pray for a greater problem for another person. your problem is resolved. You see, this case of, sometimes it beats me hollow how people change per time or per where they find themselves. For 8 years, this set of people had been in power or more, and they couldn't make some of these fundamental changes. Now you are coming. For now, do you know that they are planning that INEC should conduct local government election? INEC that is even finding it difficult.
More like overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed, and then you are saying you are adding that responsibility to it. And how do you register almost 139 new parties seeking registration? What criteria are you going to use? How do you prune it down that it will not cause another wahala? And at the end of the day, we'll still come back to what we are talking about. How do you reform when you don't have the capacity, you don't have the will to reform? For me, we have more than enough parties yet. And some of these parties are just in ICU. If you are strong and you feel that you can go it alone, pick one of these political parties, strengthen it. It's just a platform. No political ideology, nothing. But if you are strong and you feel that what Peter Obi did is a pointer to what anybody can do with these parties. Labour Party was just there. And he went in less than 3 or 4 months. He picked it up and it became a dominant party in Nigeria. So what makes you think that ADC was also near comatose? See what is happening to ADC today. So rather than say you want to register 139 parties, I imagine the ballot paper, how long it will be. If one ballot paper should be able to fill half of the ballot box, if you have to vote with 139 plus 18 political parties. So I see this as a major distraction. And INEC is already overwhelmed. They should think of some other things.
All right then. Okay, now let's touch on a few other headlines here. Nationwide alerts. Federal government warns of 5-day flooding in 19 states. And of course, we know Lagos is one of them. Rainfall, the writer to that story, rainfall, flooding forecast for Tuesday to Saturday. Floods hit Ogun, Gombe. 2025 flooding kills 109 already. 94 missing. All right, so that's those are the figures. And the video that trended some days back, I think 2 days ago, just from Ijede in Ikorodu, where houses were flooded, streets were covered. That, of course, can lead to death, especially of children. If we have the video, let's put that one up. There was a video that trended on social media, you could see the level. You could see the level of the flood covering almost the gate of the house, and you can imagine. And these things happen every year. Lagos State government, talked about how this tidal lock basically.
This could do perennial flooding.
It's not just Ikorodu, it happens in Lekki as well.
No, what I'm saying that this Ikorodu, they will warn people, you are not providing alternatives. Is it your house or my house that they will come to stay?
You can build shelter for them.
Why can't we build shelter in an upland area? And yet you are telling them, you are warning them, you are not providing alternative.
No, but does it look like that problem cannot be solved?
It appears it cannot be solved.
Right?
Yes.
You see, my experience in Bangladesh,
creation of drainage channels and the rest. Some of these things, I recall as a young man, I lived in a place in Bariga. Okay. It was a slopey area.
Was it undulating?
No, okay. not undulating, just slightly slopey. And unfortunately for me, I just moved into the apartment. I was staying in the Ikoyi, and then I moved. Okay. I moved down there. I had not even moved my things completely. My things were there, but I was still staying in Ikoyi.
Okay.
I didn't go there for like a month, and the day I went, it rained a day before, and I entered the house from the first step. I stepped into water, and this was after paying rent. You pay 2 years rent, and the rest.
There are some houses in Lagos. The landlord does not inject you. If you pay for 1 year, by the time rain comes, you will inject yourself.
In fact, the best time to look for, you don't look for accommodation in Lagos.
When it's not
in some
ready.
places, during the rainy season, you don't.
No, that's
No,
about
that's
the
the
best
best
time to look for.
Exactly, during the dry season.
No,
it is
the
during
rainy
It
season
is
the
during the
best time
season
to
that
look
is
for.
best. So that you know that.
you don't look for accommodation during
dry
the dry
season.
season.
And
look for
that's what you
during
wanted to
rainy
say.
season.
Yes.
Even if
that's
you're
what I
looking
wanted
for
to
during
say.
the dry season, there are things that people should look out for. Watermarks on the wall.
Yeah.
Some of these things are telltale signs.
No, after the rain, they will go and splash it.
I wonder.
No, but some of those signs are always there. You see them. You see them on the wall. So you will know. Okay, if they're repainting the lower part of the wall, that should give somebody an idea that, look, something just happened here. That's why they're repainting this. But desperation will not
when you look for
allow.
accommodation, desperation will not lead you because you are eager to land, to parking and all of that.
Yes.
Desperation can blind you that you will not look for all those telltale signs. And you would have gotten to the place and then realized that the landlord or agent does not need to visit you.
But you were saying something earlier. Government asking people to move to higher planes, better
Yes.
places. Shouldn't government have
They should.
provision
Government should
of those
provide
things? Now, this
temporary
is
shelter.
schools are on vacation now.
Exactly. Schools are on vacation.
Wouldn't some school compounds be, converted to some makeshift apartments?
It's an idea.
Okay, yes, that's the video. That's it. That's it right there. Unfortunately, this is within an apartment. Yes, if we can be patient enough to see when it gets to the outer part, you see the gate almost submerged. Properties on water. Properties on water there. This is
horrible. A flat.
Of course. There was somebody sleeping on the couch. That person has given up. Giving up hope.
It's like, where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? There was a year this happened. I think 2011.
Has that been any year that there won't be flooding in Ikorodu?
It happens every time. Unfortunately, this is above the ankle. Goes all the way.
You now imagine what these people will spend to rehabilitate those properties.
This is the outer part of it. Outer part.
And this is an area,
This is
the whole
an
of
area.
Look at her.
Almost
Look
to
at
the
her.
waist level. This is more than 3 feet above ground. There you have it.
Look at those
are
vehicles.
cars. The tire of the cars
You
covered.
see, there's some. I come up with something after looking at this video. It's also an indictment both on our people and the town planning authorities. You can see that this is a new area.
Of course.
This is a new area. So apparently, the place wasn't planned. It wasn't
How
planned
much
out.
of water are you going
It
to
wasn't
school?
planned out for people to just move in. The best practice is before people move into new areas, you plan the area. Build roads, drainage,
Channel the drainage and
into the waterways and all. But we don't do those things. You see, somebody will just move, bam, to one new area.
And that's the gate I'm talking about.
Yes.
That's the gate there.
It's almost submerged.
Almost submerged.
Almost submerged.
That's someone's gate.
So it's an indictment on both we as a people and the planning authorities. If that place was properly planned, there would have been drainages.
I think there's some construction that was going on that was probably abandoned that led to this. I think the Lagos State Minister of Water Resources, Tokumbo Wahab, was saying something about this. Yes, I think it was saying something about this.
One thing that we missed out, converting from colonialism to independence, was that we failed to take up some of the things that the white man, sorry to say this, did for us. If you look at the urban centers, the city centers that were planned by Europeans, you hardly can find this type of menace.
City centers like Ikoyi, right?
No, not city centers like Ikoyi. Not city centers like Ikoyi.
Like where? Because you have this in Ikoyi.
We have this in Ikoyi.
Yes.
We have this
The
in
drainage in
Ikoyi.
Ikoyi is poor.
You know why? You know why we have it in Ikoyi?
Why?
If we had followed the original master plan, it wouldn't happen. You will discover that when they left, our people started building indiscriminately. Does this happen in GRA, part of Ikeja? Does it?
Well, Ikeja is not prone to flood. It's the mainland.
No.
It's the mainland. It's not prone to flood.
What of Alakbere? Is it prone?
Alakbere.
Yes.
K2 Alakbere.
Yes.
Some areas of Alakbere.
Area.
Some areas of Alakbere.
You know the areas that are prone? The new areas. You know Alakbere used to be satellite to GRA, to Ikeja, Alausa and all of that. So it was well planned out. If you go to Alakbere, if you see the way the streets are structured, you hardly can have this kind of flood. The places you have flood like this in Alakbere is the new areas that people build indiscriminately and block channels and all of that. If you go to Abia, if you go to Umuahia, the area that was planned out early in the day, you hardly can have this. Even in Aba, there's a place in Aba.
We are the problem. We are the problem.
We are the problem.
Do you know that last year, my son called me and he said his area is flooded, that he had to get a specialized boot that is even higher than the knee to wade through the water and get out.
That's Lekki area.
Maracas Soundfield, Lekki, back in the day.
And that's the area that we opened up. The area that we opened up.
He said, I asked him, I said, what could have been the reason? He said, Daddy, one big man built on the right of way of the water, and government doesn't have the courage to tell him to pull that structure down. They said it's too big to be pulled down. So because a big man came to defy master plan, you couldn't put him to check until he finished building. Now he cannot take away that property. And then it's a menace to those people along that path. This morning I have called him to ask him what is going on. He said we are still coping.
It's a big man thing now. It's a big man thing. Have you forgotten? Daniel Boala said that even as a rock, it's not an Abuja master plan. So maybe Wike has to pull it down.
Maybe
you have to pull it down. What is why I look
at we should give him medal if he does that.
Why will he?
Why will he not?
Pull down
the seat of power. Is he now doing this thing selectively? He should go the hog. Anything that is not part of the master plan.
Doctrine of necessity. No. We use the doctrine of necessity.
We can't continue to apply doctrine of necessity.
Between the town planning authorities and Nigerians, we are the problem. We are the cause of all these things. Okay, if you now have to move people, you build you go to schools, maybe in upland, in the mainland, makeshift. You are going to move people, how are they going to cook? Are you going to provide feeding and all of that?
What about sanitation? What about water?
It's a lot. So the thing is to tackle the problem from the root, which is don't block drainages. If there are areas that are prone to flooding, don't give people permit to build in those areas. It's as simple as that.
Do you know that whoever flouts that law,
pull it down?
Yes, immediately. Wait for the building to stand.
Land speculators are still selling land under high tension cable.
And people are buying.
People are buying and
building and living.
Of course.
And so if there's any day there's a problem,
they'll say it's government.
If people are living under the bridges, then they can live anywhere else.
I'm paying rent under the bridge.
Paying rent, yes.
Yeah, so
expensive rent too. 400,000
per annum under the bridge. There's so much money in this economy.
All right, let's go to the Guardian newspaper now. The window headlines here. Recapitalization looms as Tinubu signs insurance reform bill. 1.5 million children die of vaccine-preventable diseases yearly. And then a very interesting one here. Oluremi Tinubu donates 1 billion naira to Niger flood victims. Now, our mama be so. She's happy to donate to
4.7 billion.
4.7 in total.
In total
so far. Yeah, 4.7 billion has been donated. And well, she has come out to defend it because some Nigerians have been asking where she gets the money from. She says it's not Nigeria's money, but it's from the Renewed Hope initiative. And I asked the question, Where is the Renewed Hope Initiative getting its money from? Is it not from Nigeria? Is it? I mean, I wish somebody can help me understand, make me understand where the Renewed Hope Initiative is getting its funds from.
Even if it's getting funds from private individuals, I think the
She says this is,
posturing,
and
the
she
posturing
wouldn't
of
want
the
to keep
first
this money
lady
to herself.
is not a good signpost for our office, knowing full well that this office is not covered by the Constitution. And so I think she should play it down a little bit.
I think it's all campaigning.
No. People will read meanings to it.
People will always read meanings.
And for me, she should just lie low for now and all these things.
But all this money is being donated. Does it end up working for the people, or it's just monies that get to the government of those states? Now this is
there's always
Niger State. Let's not forget the Alao Dam. Alao Dam of 2024, Alao Dam collapse of 2024. Monies were donated. 100 million by
some people donated billion.
Atiku gave about
some people donated billion. Dangote donated 8 billion.
No, 1 billion.
It's 1 billion.
1 billion.
UN,
I know that
United
gave
Nations
1 billion.
gave six
Dangote gave
million
1
dollars.
billion. No, in excess of 17 billion at last
In
count.
total.
Yes, in total.
Before government intervention. Private.
But they
No,
just
before
started.
then, government had already shared ecological fund.
Ecological fund, yes.
No,
and then-
and that
also
zone got
added some money.
Yes, government added some money.
Some
That
money.
zone got 4.3 billion naira. The northeast zone got 4.3 billion naira. Now, the foundations, public spirited individuals donated 17 point something billion naira. You know, so out of that 4.3, I think Borno State got.
Now, with those donations, can we, because some of them were just pledges, we don't have data to tell whether the monies were actually given.
Okay. Do you know that at some point United Nations also donated?
Yes, about $6 million.
To that cause?
Yes.
So give or take, let's say that we had people fulfill, people didn't fulfill. Let's say we had even 12 billion naira.
Okay.
So what did we do with the money? Did a new estate spring up?
Do you know that there is a warning now, I think it was last week, about Alao Dam overshooting its
But Zulum said no, there's no cause for alarm. Don't overblow it. That's what the governor said.
Okay.
I saw that warning. You know, he said it's not.
Have they reconstructed the dam, or they just started work on the dam?
I wouldn't.
Moses,
I think they just started work on the dam.
There are some things that defies solution.
Alao Dam was
Especially
in
some
September
natural
last year.
disasters. What to do is to plan ahead to mitigate the effect of that. For instance, I told you, in some other countries, they already know the period when this thing would happen. And they would have provided alternatives. As a matter of fact, it is even illegal for you to remain in that area. You have to move at that particular point in time. And
Except you refuse to move.
If you refuse to move,
Yes, they will leave you if you refuse to move.
it's against the law. So you are compelled to move. And then when it is time for you to go back, they will also find the means of taking you back to your natural habitat. But here, we fold our arms, wait for disaster to happen.
That is both responsive and responsible.
Yes.
That is it. That's not what we do here.
All right, some more headlines here. I'm flipping the pages already because there's this headline on importation. I would like to get the riders to and have us talk about it. It says concerns over new customs levy. Weak imports as car ownership turns luxury. Importers take advantage of additional charge for price gauging. Dealers warn of collapse in affordable car market as importers go for luxury vehicles. Now, the newly approved Nigeria Customs Service 4% free on board valuation charge has stirred concern among importers, clearing agents, and the business community, who express worry over the consequences of an increase in the cost of clearing for the citizens' survival. Already, concerned stakeholders have warned that the cost of clearing imported vehicles and general cargo could spike by as much as 40% Now, auto dealers have also expressed concern that this additional charge will drive vehicle price beyond the reach of average Nigerians and suffocate demand for affordable used cars. Already, prices have soared by as much as 350% following the post-COVID-19 currency crisis that fed into general prices and triggered unusual inflationary pressure. All right. I've been thinking of buying a new car. You think with this prices going off the roof now, think it's going to be easy for people like me?
You are the one holding
Maybe if I go
yourself.
to...
You are the one who, maybe you don't have time. I can take you to...
You have a clearing agent?
No, not agent. You don't need to stress yourself going on
Okay.
through that. Just go get one that is already clear. You are the one holding yourself.
And then the money will be higher.
The money is there now.
The money is there.
The money is there.
Okay.
So when they say that luxury cars, that car ownership has become a luxury, car ownership has always been a luxury.
Of course.
Ever. Even when Peugeot 504 was selling for 3,000 naira, how many people could afford 3,000 naira then?
When salary was 120 naira or 96 naira. So how much of your savings can buy a car?
In fact, what government did that time was they will even... Governments have been good in this country. People have enjoyed this country. You come out... My godfather, he left the university and he had choices. He was on federal government scholarship. He was on federal government scholarship. So after his first degree, he got another government scholarship, went to UI, did a master's. So, but between the time he left and the time he went back for his master's, he had 3 offers. He said, look, this federal government trained me, so let me pay back. You know what he did? He went to Federal Government College, Kaduna, to teach. And shortly after that, he now got another scholarship to do a master's in UI. And when he finished his master's in UI, he got a job, University of Calabar, to teach. While he was in University of Calabar, he got a scholarship to State University of New York, SUNY, to do a PhD. I mean, so at that time, the story is that by the time she started out as a teacher in, she did his service he started in Federal Government College. He was driving a Peugeot 504 then. Paid off by the government. I think the government was just deducting small money from his salaries. And within a space of time, he paid off.
Primary school teachers. And
he paid off. My headmaster used to drive a ladder.
That was when Volkswagen...
A ladder. How many school principals now? How many school principals can afford a Toyota Corolla?
You're talking about Toyota Corolla. That's
so this
almost
country has been good. When
the Toyota Corolla is about 11 million naira now.
So when they ask us, between then and now, have we made improvements? And I begin to wonder, have we actually made improvements? I think we have retrogressed.
We have retrogressed.
We have gone back,
the exchange rate has made naira balloon to a point that...
And the report says that very soon, that vehicle ownership will go out of the reach of ordinary Nigerians.
Tokumbo vehicles, yes, will go out of the reach
Tokumbo,
of...
which is...
Nigerian used. Because if imported cars are expensive,
now.
Nigerian used, the imported ones are still better than, the classification. Tokumbo over there and Tokumbo here.
It's already out of reach.
You can still get Nigerian used hand to hand. You can still get that one, but that will also spike.
What will make you sell your car if not that it's gone bad? And so it will be
Maybe you want to travel. That's a reason to sell.
Travel. So it will become somebody's pride.
That's something to sell.
Because I know somebody whose car, the person drives a hybrid, and the hybrid is beginning to give problems and all of that. And the battery is about 1.2 something, and he wants to sell. He wants to refurbish the car, sell it, and the hybrid. So he will simply sell it to another person who will go and start facing the problem.
Well, the person will spend 1 point something, as against spending about 11 million to get that kind of car. So it's not a bad deal.
It's not a bad deal. That's what I'm saying. But somebody is throwing away that car. And when the person buys that car, I recall when I got my first car, in the middle of the night, I'll open the window and see if the car is still there. So it's already out of the reach of ordinary people, ordinary Nigerians. How many people? But curiously, if you drive past car marts, you see new cars. And even when you walk the streets, you see people driving new cars.
I will tell you something about those cars. Some of those cars are not exactly new. Some of those cars have been brought in some maybe 3 years ago. They've been on the stand. They've not been bought. Sun has, faded off the paint on the car. They take it back to painters to repaint. I know some people that paint cars. They tell you this. They'll give you factory fitted painting.
Okay, the impression I'm trying to create is that if you go to car mats,
yes, there are cars that people are not buying, or there are cars.
So even new ones are coming in.
No, new cars are coming in. But with the import duty, with everything you need to pay, the price has ballooned. It's off the roof.
People are still buying. Just that the number is reduced. Number of people.
Who are the people buying? That's another thing which we should ask ourselves. Obviously, not the civil servants. You have civil servants.
Civil servants.
Not the civil servants.
Civil servants are the ones buying cars.
Not the civil servants.
Go to Abuja now. Civil servants drive 20, 30 million naira vehicles.
Why should you go to Abuja? Go to Alausa there. And see those directors, what they pack.
Directors. You're talking about. I'm talking about.
Directors not civil servants.
No.
Directors not civil servants.
The kind of monies they have access to. The regular civil servant doesn't have access to that kind of money.
Regular civil servants who are in good positions. Good. We know what I mean by good position. Go to Abuja now. You see apartments going for 3-4 million naira. You know people that live there. People whose salaries are not.
Total package for the year is not more than 3 million.
3 million.
And they are living in 3 million apartments. So for the year they won't eat, they won't commute to office, they won't pay school fees.
It's the politicians that
are helping them.
Corrupt. Civil servants are not corrupt.
It takes two to tango.
I don't know what you're talking about. All right, some more headlines here. Let's see if we have time. Investors raise stake in Nigeria with $5.6 billion capital inflow in Q1. ADC leadership crisis deepens as INEC chairman withhold backing. There you have it. Okay. Well, those are the headlines on the cover pages of the papers that we have before us this morning. 1.5 million children die of vaccine-preventable diseases. Let's not gloss over that. Vaccine preventable diseases yearly.
Man will still die.
Let's not gloss over that.
I said man will still die.
Why? Is it because
the donor agency are withdrawing their support?
And we are not doing the right thing. We are not funding health. It's not more like it's not a death wish.
There's a rider.
It's not a death wish.
There's a rider
the reality
to that story. It says Japan commits $1 million to curb cholera outbreak in Nigeria. Cholera. We are still talking about cholera in Nigeria.
And cholera is preventable.
We're talking about Lassa fever in Nigeria.
Cholera is preventable. If you promote hygiene, you won't get cholera. Our legislators, now that they are contractors, they should sink more boreholes so that people will have access to clean water.
They are building cemeteries.
I saw a story today that one particular senator is renovating 16 cemeteries.
80.
Is it 80?
80. You say 16. 80. We were wondering, 80 cemeteries in his federal constituency, not statewide though, just in his own federal constituency.
Which means there are more than 80 in that community. He only picked 80
in that state.
In that constituency. Federal constituency, which is about 3-4 local government areas.
That's what I'm saying. And in that state,
not in my own federal constituency. It's 2 local government areas.
It depends on the population. It depends on the population. For instance, in some places, one local government can even have 2 representatives, depending on how large the population is.
At the federal level?
At the federal level.
I doubt.
I'm telling you.
Doubt.
Ibadan
at
North.
The state level, it is possible.
Ibadan North. Okay, at state level.
At state level, it's possible.
Ibadan North is represented by just one local government represented by a House of Rep member because of the population.
Okay, yes, Ibadan North.
Ibadan North.
80 cemeteries.
80 okay, but I know on my own federal constituency, we are 2 local governments.
Oh well, those are the headlines on the cover pages of the dailies, and this is how far we can go. Well, thank you very much, Daily Fanimo, for staying with us. Thank you for your pleasure. Chukuma comes back at 6 with political lens. You want to tell us now, or do we wait?
Let's wait.
All right, let's wait. 6 p.m. 6 p.m. be here to unravel with him what the conversation would be on political lens. Well, that's it on the show. He is Chukwuma Okoro. I am Moses Humphrey. I'll see you tomorrow, God willing. Bye for now.